Hi, my name is Keegan, and I'm going to be leading you through an online adult fitness warm-up. We're going to have about 13 exercises. You shouldn't need any equipment, but if you do want some, you can use weights, kettlebells, backpacks, laundry detergent bottles, whatever you have. I'm going to be doing this mostly low impact out of respect of my neighbors and my glass. And we'll go ahead and get started with marches. So bring your knees up nice and high. And the arms are going to go out nice and wide. A good big stretch in the back. Nice and slow. Bring it up. Very nice. I'm going to start to go a little bit faster. We're really going to get those quads today. I hope you guys are ready, because I am. We're going to pick it up just a little bit faster. We got 30 more seconds. Really engage that core. And squeeze those shoulder blades back, nice and tight. Bring it out, just a little bit faster. Nicely done, guys. 20 more seconds before we go into a rope squat. So you're going to be squatting down, reaching for a rope, and thrusting your arm back. We're going to do it nice and slow for a good arm stretch. Then pick it up, because that's what each of these are going to do. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and squat. Get down nice and low, reach out nice and high, and pull it back. Kick it back. Kick it back. Kick it back. You should be able to get those triceps really involved as you're doing this. We're going to speed it up, but really contract those triceps, pulling your arms back. You should be able to get a good stretch in your obliques by reaching across and pulling back. Reaching across and pulling back. Pick it up. We got 30 more seconds of this one before we go into bell swing. But really contract those muscles. Get them nice and warm. If you have weights, go ahead and challenge yourself. Bring those weights in. Make sure your abs are nice and contracted, engaged. Because we got 10 more seconds before we keep this squat. Down to the 5, 4, keep the squat for the belt swing, and arms together, up nice and high. Arms together, up nice and high. Get down really low with your squats, and squeeze your glutes at the top. As if you're doing a real kettlebell swing, you're going to squeeze it at the top. Maybe you are doing a real kettlebell swing, I don't know. But just really get yourself involved in this. If you want to challenge yourself, pick up some kind of weight. I have a laundry detergent bottle that I've used, sandbags that are nice. We got 30 more seconds. If you need to go a little bit faster, do so, but squeeze the glutes at the top. Make sure you're really getting involved in there. 15 more seconds before we continue the squats, but add a calf raise. Nicely done. 5, 4, 3, 2, and up to the calf raise, down and up. You can also add a jump if you'd like to. I don't think my downstairs neighbor would appreciate it, but you are more than welcome to jump your way up, really get those calves involved. I like the low impact of it, of just going to the toes. I feel like I get a lot of challenge out of it, but you can get on a mat and increase that calf raise. We got 30 more seconds before we go into a lunge stretch. I know you guys are out there working just as hard as I am. Keep on pushing. We'll slow down in just 15 more seconds. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and a lunge stretch. This is going to get those hip flexors going nice and deep. We're all nice and warm. It's all good. Catch your breath. All right. We're going to be lunging into this for another 15 seconds before we switch legs. Nicely done, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and switch to the other side for 30 seconds of hip flexor stretch on the other side. I hope you guys are doing nice over here. It's kind of rainy where I am, but it's nice to get some exercise, even if it's inside. Got 5 more seconds before we do a calf stretch, which is where you point the toes. So I'm going to start on my right side, pointing the toes up. You can keep your hips square in line and reach for the toes, really engaging that calf. If you can't see me, move over this way. Really engage that calf. And when we do the hamstring stretch, we're just going to point the toes and lean back a little bit further. Nice. 5, 4, 3, 2, and point. And lean back a little bit further so you get the stretch back here. Make sure your hips are still facing forwards. You don't have this canting back. Really nice stretch in this hamstring. You guys are doing a great job. We got 10 more seconds before we switch to the other side and do a calf ham stretch on that side. Point those toes. 3, 2, and 1. I switch over, pointing to the toes, making sure the hips are still in line. Ooh, nice good calf stretch on the back of the leg. Before we get into a tabletop position and do some lateral leg lifts. But we have just 5 more seconds before we point our toes and stretch our hamstrings. 3, 2, and point. Nicely done. Go ahead and lean back if it's comfortable for you. If you need like a pillow or anything under your knee, go ahead. But making sure that your hips are still pointed forwards and you have equal weight distributed for the next 15 seconds before we get ourselves set up in tabletop position. Got 5, 4, 3, 2, and tabletop. So here we're going to do some lateral leg lifts, out to the side and up, and up. Nicely done. This is going to get a good portion of your gluteus medius as well as your rectus spinus because you're holding your core in nice and tight, making sure that you have equal pressure through all the fingertips so you don't put too much pressure on those wrists. Try to keep the toe nice and in line with your other thigh. Going for another 20 seconds. You should feel this burning. So we're going to do the same thing on the other leg. 10 more seconds. Nicely done. 5, 4, 3, 2, and switch. Going to the other side. And then we're going to be doing rear leg lifts, where it's just the same leg going straight back. I know you out there are working real hard, and I'm proud of you. We got 30 more seconds. Just keep on pushing. This should really be a good challenge, and if you'd like to slow it down a little bit, don't lift as high, or if you want to speed it up and get more intense, add an ankle weight to it because it's not too much pressure on your knee that I feel pretty comfortable about saying ankle weights or a resistance band on your opposite thigh. But for now, keep on pushing for the next 5 seconds before we do a rear leg lift. And 1. Nicely done. Rear leg lifts right behind you. Spin. We're going to do this for a full minute. Really try to point your toes, keeping your core engaged so we don't have a drooping back. We're going to squeeze those glutes up at the top. Really point the toes and try to pull back away from your shoulders. Nice flat back. Got another 30 seconds. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can feel free to tap to the side and over to the other side. But really focus on that upward motion. Trying to get it as high as possible without overextending your back for another 10 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and go ahead and switch legs. Face forward. I'm proud of you guys for joining me. This isn't always easy, but this is our only 4 more exercises. So you guys are cruising along. Nicely done. Just about 30 more seconds before we get into bird dog, which is very similar to this, but we're going to go a lot slower because we really want to engage that core and that back. Make sure you're breathing through all this. I'm proud of you guys for joining me. Got another 12 seconds before we get in the bird dogs. I hope you're able to feel this in your glutes because we got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So a bird dog, firmly plant all 4 limbs into the ground. Hopefully you can see me. And extend one, an opposite arm, opposite leg. Bring them slowly down to the ground. Opposite arm with opposite leg. You're going to make sure that your core is nice and tight and engaged. This one's not about speed, it's more about your core. And you got 30 more seconds before we get into mountain climbers to get that heart rate back up. I'm going to do slow mountain climbers because I like how they engage my abs and don't disturb my neighbors. And they can also get more of the obliques when you do them slow and cross the body. Got 5 more seconds before we get into those mountain climbers. Proud of you guys. We only have 3 more minutes left of this whole thing. So go ahead and get into a nice plank position. If you want to go fast and do it for cardio, please go ahead. It is your exercise, but I'm going to nice and slow across the body for a full minute. There are a lot of different variations of this, but we got 30 seconds. I'll go through a few of them, so if you want to do these again, you can, but you can do up and over, down, up, over, down, up, over, down. You can do whatever variation you want. You can try to do that fast, but we got 5 more seconds before we get into pendulum lunges. Those are a cool exercise. So go ahead and make your way carefully to your feet. And a pendulum lunge, you're going to be switching feet back and forth, keeping one leg stable, and the other one going front and back, and front and back. This will challenge your balance, and we'll do one leg for a full minute, the other leg for a full minute, or you can go forwards and forwards, up, forwards, up. Whatever's your best, but I really like the challenge of the pendulum because it's good for balance, and it's a little different. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And that pendulum lunge, for me, it's the right leg. We'll do this for a full 30 seconds. You guys are doing a good job. You can add in the bicep crunch, bicep lift. Good job. 15 more seconds before we switch legs. And you should be all done. I'm so proud of you guys for getting this far. We're going to switch in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and switch legs. Nice. I hope this is challenging for you guys, and it's not just challenging for me because I'm talking. But I'm proud of you guys for getting this far. I hope if you do it again, you learn something new each time you watch it and really get your heart rate up. We got 10 more seconds before you are all done. Really give it your all. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Nicely done, nicely done. I hope you're taking a bow for yourself. A little round of applause, and have a good one.